Well, there really is no war. The war was over nearly 3 years ago. What's going on is an American occupation of Iraq and a insurgency inspired by the instability that that military operation created. Now, there were a great many people that warned him about this matter, not the least of which was Secretary Colin Powell, who advised against this particular military adventure. One of the things about power that this administration has yet to learn is that power is best used very sparingly, because once you use it, it alerts your adversary to the limitations that you have. And no matter how powerful you are, there are limitations. And what we've done is to expose the weaknesses of our system.
Yeah, I mean, I just believe it was necessary to do it. Somebody has to stop a bunch of people who think they can antagonize, maim, kill, destroy anyone and anything that stands in the way of their religious conviction. Now, however justified they are, if everyone was to do that, everyone would probably be dead by now. So somebody has to stop that, especially when these things, this bitterness is directed at America. Something has to be done. I mean, what's the point being Big Sam, being Big Brother, and sitting out there folding your hands while a whole group of people have grown into so much force that they can force themselves on everybody?
I'm an MP in the military. I dealt with the civilians one-on-one over in Iraq, and at least 83% of the population there appreciate us, and I'm talking women, children, and men.
I understand part of why we went there. I think we found out later it was a mistake. I think we're doing good there. It's unfortunate that there's people fighting against us, but when I hear of the mass graves and the children being tortured and women being killed, that we probably are there for the right reasons, that our soldiers are there for the right reasons.
I think the war was an unfortunate mistake. I certainly understand how it occurred. I believe the people were earnest in the sense that Saddam was a particularly bad fellow.
They never tell you how many Iraqi people are getting killed. And it's a direct result of our being there. They were better off with Saddam Hussein as their leader.
It just happened that it required a particularly bad fellow to ride herd on this particular kind of a nation state. Unfortunately, we have not been successful in supplanting his authority, his ruthlessness, and as a consequence, we have an increasingly fractionalized situation, and it's entirely likely that in the long run, it will break down into civil war. Remember, Iraq never was a unified nation. It was put together from 3 different ethnic constituencies, and ultimately it will probably return to those 3 divisions.
But now there's a big mess that was created there, and those poor innocent civilians there living in Iraq, they're being killed and hurt. So, we got to fix the mess there. You can't just the same thing that was done in Afghanistan.
It's, like I said, there's a lot of information that I don't have and that I don't know. But I don't see much sense in any of it. I think it all comes down to control.
If you were 18 years old again, would you enlist to fight in either Afghanistan or Iraq?
If I'm 18.
Nope.
Thank you, no.
No. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't fight. I'm a pacifist.
I'm a pacifist.
Why not?
I would be the first guy there.
No.
Why not?
Not at all. Because I don't see any point of going over there.
No, I don't believe personally in war.
If I was 18 years old, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but if I had to, for my country, yes, I would enlist.
If it is justified. I don't accept an unjustified war for the sake of it. And that's exactly what some people are doing, just shedding blood for the sake of it or for some trivial reasons. And that's the justification for this one.
I would enlist as a soldier to protect the nation and to prove myself that I'm capable of doing what I want to do, but not to go to war with Iraq.
Not with the knowledge that I've learned, the things I've learned over the years. Once again, as a disabled veteran, I served honorably during the Vietnam War. I got certain wounds, which now I'm compensated for. It took 38 years to get compensated for. Knowing what I know now, no. But if I had the same mindset I had at 18 years old, I'd probably be in Iraq right now.
I'm not a military person. I was in the Peace Corps. I don't believe that military operations, as a general matter, have been successful in resolving human affairs. I realize that many other people feel that they do. My particular persuasion is that they are ultimately self-defeating.
You enlist to fight for your nation anywhere. It's not about 18 years old. I think the youth of today think there could be a world where they could just have everything good and pay no price for it. Wars are inevitable.
It is a never-ending difficulty, and it can only be solved ultimately by the realization that all war is futile.
It's not something for me. I don't really believe in fighting for something that I don't have control over. You know, I may believe the opposite, but I still have to go fight.
It's like you being a yes man. You're being told to do these things, and you don't even know why you're doing them.
I feel that every young man today has an obligation to this country. And I think it's only right that they would want to do the right thing. Not that we want to send our boys over there to die, no. But if it means the salvation of this world, the salvation of the United States, we must do what we got to do.
I've been in the military 19 years. I volunteered, and I've volunteered for 5 different missions so far. And if I can, I'd volunteer to go back again.
I'm not interested in doing military service. I almost did at one time, but it was for the wrong reasons.
And being a soldier, you just got to do what you're told. Don't ask no questions.
And you end up killing innocent people. You try to get the bad ones, the bad apples, but you end up killing and hurting innocent people, which is not fair.
Do you think the U.S. occupation will lead to more terrorism in the world or less terrorism, or will it not change anything? What's your opinion on that?
I'll probably say more.
More terrorism.
Increase terrorism. I think it's going to increase terrorism.
Because they're going to probably want to fight back.
It's going to make it worse.
I believe it's increasing it.
The same.
I think terrorism will always be with us.
People think they try to kill each other. That's no nice, you know. I know like that.
I don't think you can stop terrorism.
I feel that we're finally kicking back and fighting back, and yeah, they're going to stop. They're going to slow down with us.
I don't really see that our occupation has slowed that down.
Slowed it down a little, but I mean, a little for today, maybe tomorrow it could be something different.
I don't think it really made any difference. I don't think the Iraqi war is such as sparked terrorism any worse or more than it has been.
Every day that we're there, we are giving the terrorists, it's like a hands-on education. They're just training more and more terrorists, and they're just going to filter out into the other parts of the world. I mean, it's proven. There's been bombings all over the world. And where do they start having suicide bombings in malls here?
You know, it's scary. It's because people are creeping in. You know, there's no lockdown on people coming in this country. People just come right on in. You never know who's here. You never know who's up to what, you know, anymore.
It's an aspect of desperation. The people in the Arab worlds are desperate for change, desperate for improvement. Until the root difficulties that the people in the Middle Eastern nations face, Afghanistan, Iran, Egypt, and to a lesser extent Saudi Arabia, you are going to find civil unrest in the lower echelons of society. And terrorism is an expression of that. It is not opportunistic, it is planned. There will always be terrorism.
There's no way to stop it. If somebody's going to do something, you can always think of a way around something.
I don't think we can protect ourselves against terrorism when there is man after man willing to strap themselves to human bombs and sacrifice themselves. There's, they have an army of these people. How do you protect yourself against that?
Once we rebuild the train center, it's another target for them.
We weren't over there when we were hit the first time.
Give them another 5 or 10 years, they'll probably be back.
We haven't been hit again, thank God. I hope we don't.
Although I spoke to a woman who's very pro-Bush, and she made a good point. She said that if we weren't in war and keeping things at bay, that is the reason that we haven't been attacked again since 9/11.